this video, we will be learning about dictionaries and how they are used in Python. A dictionary is a container of key-value pairs, or in other words, it is a collection of data items where each data item is a pair consisting of a label and value. The key in a dictionary is a unique identifier in which we can access our data, and the value is that data itself. The relationship between a key and a value is like an actual dictionary, where the key is a word we want to look up, and the value is a definition of the word. Now let's jump into some examples. So let's say we want to represent a course using a dictionary. To do this, we would create a course variable and set this equal to these curly braces. We define dictionaries in Python using curly braces similar to how lists are defined using square brackets. So in the curly braces, we'll first put our key, and let's say we want the course number. Then we're going to put a colon to separate the key from its value, and for the course number, we'll say 1010. Now, let's add more key value pairs, and we separate them with a comma. So let's put in the key of instructor, and a value of Mickey, and one last key of materials. And for this value, we'll make it a list, so we'll put the square brackets, and we'll say pencil and notebook. Now, let's print out our course and see how it looks. We're going to save and run this, and as you can see, we get our dictionary of keys and values. Now, if we want to see the value of one key, we can add square brackets after our dictionary variable and then type in the specific key we would like to obtain the value of. Let's say we want to know the course number, so I can put square brackets here next to course and pass in the number key. When we run this, we can see that it gives us 1010, which is the value of the number key. We can do this for all the keys inside the dictionary. So if I put instructor inside of the square brackets and run it, we get Mickey. The same goes for materials, and as you can see, we get the list of pencil and notebook. We can see from these key value pairs that the value in our dictionary can be just about anything. Our course number is an integer, our instructor is a string, and our materials is a list. The key can actually be any immutable data type, but they just happen to be strings here. For example, if I pass the integer 20 as a key rather than instructor, and then access the key 20, we get back Mickey, but I'm going to set that back to a string of instructor for now. So what happens if we try to access a key that doesn't exist? For example, if I try to access a key of time, for the time that the class takes place, you can see that we get a key error because the time key doesn't exist. Now, when this happens, we might not always want a key error to be thrown. We might want none or a default value to be returned instead. So to do this, we can use the dictionary's get method. So instead of accessing the key using these square brackets, we say course.get, and to use the get method, we can test this by putting a key that we know already exists inside our dictionary. So we can get number, and then when we run this, we get back 1010. We can see that this runs like before. But now, if we try to access a key that doesn't exist, so if we put a key of time and run it, we get back none, which is the default value for the get method. We can change this so that it returns a default value that we want by putting a comma next to the key in the get method and then specifying the value we want it to return if the key doesn't exist. So if we put does not exist and run it, we get back does not exist for the keys that are not found in the dictionary. Now let's say we want to add the time of the class into our course dictionary, which we'll do right in between these two lines. So we specify the dictionary course and then use square brackets. And within those square brackets, we put the key of time, and we set this equal to the value associated with the key, and we can say 10 o'clock. Now if we run this, we get back 10 o'clock from the print statement. If we do the same thing but with the key that already exists, the dictionary will update the value of that key. So right below this, we can say course and then instructor, and we can set this equal to, let's say, mini. So I'll comment out this print line and do another one that prints out the entire course dictionary, so print course. And when we run this, we can see that the value for instructor has been updated to mini. Now there is a handy method called the update method where we can update any value or add any key value pairs to our dictionary all in one line. So instead of these two lines, we would say course.update, and the update method takes in a dictionary for an argument, and inside this argument we put all the changes we want to make to our dictionary. So let's say we want to update the course number to 1000 and the instructor to mini, and we want to add the time key, in which we'll set that to 10 o'clock. We can run this and see that the number has been updated from 1010 to 1000, the instructor is now mini, and the key of time is added to our dictionary now. Now let's say we want to delete an element from our dictionary. We can do this using the del keyword. So if I remove these lines here, and then say del in our dictionary course, and then using square brackets, we can specify the key of the element we want to remove. So let's say we want to remove materials. Now when we run this, we can see that the only things left in our dictionary are the course number and instructor, so the materials key has been deleted. We can also remove an element from our dictionary using the pop method, which will remove the value as well as return the value. This allows us to store that removed value inside a variable. So we can say materials is equal to course.pop, and we want to pop the materials. Now in addition to printing the entire course dictionary, we will also print materials. When we run this, we can see that the materials have been removed from the dictionary, and the list of pencil and notebook was stored in the materials variable, which is printed here. Now let's say we want to loop through our dictionary. So if we want to see how many keys are in the dictionary, we can print out its length using the len function. For example, if I say print and then len of course and run this, we get 3 because there are 3 keys in our dictionary. If we want to see what these keys are exactly, then we can put course.keys, and when we run this, we can see that it returned all the keys within our dictionary. We can do the same for values, so instead of course.keys, we can print out course.values. And if we run that, we get back only the values of each key in our dictionary. And if we want the keys and values, then we use the items method. So when we print course.items and run that, we can see the pairs of the key value pairs. Now if we want to loop through all of the keys and values in our dictionary, we have to use the .items method. This is because if we loop through our dictionary, and if we just put for key in course, and then print key, if we run this, it will loop through and only return the keys. In order to get both the key and value, we must use the items method. So we add .items, and now remember that these come in pairs, so we have to access a value as well as a key. And then we can print out both the key and value. If we run this, we can see that it looped through and returned each corresponding key and value in our dictionary. Well, that's it for this video, and I hope this helped give you a better understanding of how to use dictionaries in Python.